Hi there, I'm Diane and live in Shrewsbury, Massachusetts. We're standing in my backyard looking at our whole house heat pump. There are two main types of heat pumps, air source and ground source. At this time, air source is more affordable, so we are going to talk about them, air source. This is an air source heat pump. It is connected to the ducts inside my home in order to heat and cool my house all year round.
What are air source heat pumps? They are the next environmentally friendly step in how we heat and cool our buildings. They are well proven and very popular in colder places like Norway and Maine, which means they are well suited to the extremes of both heat and cold found in Massachusetts.
They're also an advance in heating and cooling because they do it with just one appliance. Most people keep their temperature around 70 degrees. If you set it to 70, the heat pump will keep it there all year round. It will switch on its own from heating to cooling depending on the season. No need to switch over to AC or install window units. It's HVAC simplified.
Heat pumps use electricity to pull heat out of the air and move it from one place to another. This is similar to how a refrigerator works. It pulls the heat out of the air inside of the refrigerator and moves it out, making the box inside cold. Heat pumps are based on the same idea. In the summer, they pull the heat out of your house and transport it outside. In the winter, they reverse it. They pull the heat out of even very low temperature outdoors air, compress it to heat it further, and heat your home.
They are extremely efficient, up to 3 to 5 times more efficient than a gas furnace. That's part of why they are so cost-effective too. And for the first time, there are rebates and other financial incentives at a federal, state, and local level. So if your heating system is coming to the end of its life, this is something you should look into.
Besides the heat pump we see here, what else had to be installed?
The air handler, some new ductwork that had to be sized properly and made tighter, and a digital thermostat that goes with the system. We also upsized our breaker panel at the same time because of additional work that we did on an EV charger. This is our air handler. It is connected to the unit outdoors. It looks like a slimmed down furnace, and it's where the furnace used to be. The air handler distributes conditioned air throughout the house using ducts. Some of them are new, as you can see. In really cold weather, it can top off the temperature of incoming air if need be, and it has a top-grade air filter that protects the device from air pollution, so that would damage it. In the process, you get really clean air. When we heat our homes by burning anything at all, we create indoor air pollution. All of that goes away with the heat pump. This is better for our health, and there's no danger of carbon monoxide poisoning. This house is 75 years old, a 3-bedroom ranch, which is pretty common in Shrewsbury. It has always had ducts or forced hot air, so it was simple for us to transition to a whole house heat pump. Otherwise, in a different home, we might have considered a different type of heat pump, mini splits, which have their own advantages. Mini splits are ductless heat pumps. Because they are ductless, they can be used in any kind of building, and they have 2 main components: an outdoor compressor condenser and an indoor air handling unit.
9 years ago, a mini split was installed in this one-room addition to this house. This room was originally meant to be a 3-season porch, and it's energetically separate from the rest of the house. There are no ducts in here. It was not meant to be heated. But with the mini split, this space can be used all year round, managing the temperature as an independent zone.
But in the main part of the house, we installed a whole house heat pump for 4 big reasons. 1, heat pumps are superior technology to the boilers, furnaces, and air conditioners we grew up with. They are highly efficient, and they both heat and cool.
2, whole house heat pumps are designed for central heating and cooling, and that requires the air ducts this house already had.
3, climate change. We no longer burn fossil fuels in this house.
And 4, right now there are great federal, state, and local incentives which can be stacked.
What else makes heat pumps superior? Heat pumps are simpler, meaning there is less to go wrong.
They keep costs down. Oil and gas are not just dirty, but they are subject to price shocks. The cost of electricity is more stable, and where we live in Shrewsbury, electric rates are as low as they get in Massachusetts.
Heat pumps are more comfortable. They are quiet and keep the temperature precise at all times.
They're better for your health and reduce climate pollution too, since they provide extremely clean air. Buildings are responsible for 1/3 of all the carbon pollution overheating our planet. So what's the first step?
The first step is always to weatherize your house. This will decrease your utility costs by increasing your home's efficiency. Also, weatherization needs to be up to date for you to get rebates and tax credits. MassSave has significant financial incentives for both weatherizing your house and heat pumps, and these incentives bring your costs way down. This house was already pretty well insulated, but with this particular program, they made it even better. Weatherizing was very cheap through MassSave. For us, that's particularly true because before the heat pump was installed, the house was heated with gas from Eversource, so we received top rebates. But had we not been a gas customer, as Shrewsbury residents, we would have used incentives from Selco, which are really good.
Both programs offer 0% loans.
Yeah, no matter how you heat, with gas, oil, propane, electricity, or wood, look into MassSave. If you live in a town with a municipally owned utility like Selco, contact them. They may have great deals.
What should people do next?
We did our homework, looked into companies that both analyze homes for heat pumps and install them. There are very good companies that specialize in this. The house analysis is really important. If the heat pump, air handler, ducts, etc. are not sized properly, the whole system will be inefficient and the heat pump won't work well or last long. And that's an unnecessary, expensive mistake.
Does that go for mini splits as well?
Yes. No matter what kind of heat pump, it needs to be sized properly. So once we chose our company and knew the specifics for our house, we set a date. It took them 1 week to install everything, including removing and taking away our furnace. Plus, our company took care of all the different types of rebates for us, which was just a huge weight off.
In March of 2020, Governor Baker signed into law the 2050 Climate Roadmap. As part of that, large investor-owned utilities such as Eversource and National Grid are mandated to put aside a portion of their earnings into MassSave to help Massachusetts residents transition off fossil fuels to newer, cleaner, more efficient electric technology like heat pumps. That's why MassSave will help financially with the transition.
If your heat system is approaching the end of its life, now is therefore a great time to look into heat pumps.
So, how do you do your own research? You can learn about federal financial incentives through Electrify America. There are statewide incentives through MassSave as well as other state reimbursements.
If you live in Shrewsbury, look for incentives through Selco. And if you live in any other town with a municipal light plant, ask them what they offer. A lot of incentives can be stacked. Stack them. You may also be eligible for a 0% loan.
When looking for a company that installs heat pumps, request a free consultation. Make sure they have a lot of experience analyzing homes for heat pumps and installing them. Ask if they will help with rebates. They should. There are great companies out there.
Good luck.